So today I've forgotten the screw to attach the GoPro to the chest mount, so I'm actually just holding it in my hand, but hopefully the magic amazing stabilization that GoPro has will still work with me holding like this, you know. It won't be too shaky. But I'm in the Queen Elizabeth II Park, maybe better known as the Olympic Park from the 2012 Olympics, and I've just popped in to have a look at the buildings for Sadler's Wells and the UAL, University of the Arts London. There's also a new building for the V&A, the V&A East. So in the distance you can see the London Stadium, the home of West Ham United. The distance you can also see the ArcelorMittal Orbit. It's supposed to be the biggest, the tallest sculpture in the UK. It has an observation platform at the top and a slide to come down. Don't actually know what this bit's called, but this was on the real like big central spines through the Olympic Park, travelling between the venues, and some of the bridges that span the canals and rivers through the park, they had sections that were removed after the park, so they allowed like a far bigger capacity of people to walk, travel around. So I think at its peak there were like about 300,000 people apparently in the park during the Olympics.
And I've definitely not got much in the legs. So far in without
Yeah, so this is the V&A East. You've got the original V&A building in South Kensington, clustered with the same area as the Science Museum and the Natural History Museum, and the V&A, Victoria and Albert Museum, was sort of like part of the philanthropy of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. But yeah, this is the satellite site in the east of London. Not sure when it's going to open, but it'll be interesting to visit and see what it's like compared to the V&A. So I actually only realised that the V&A is it's almost the fashion museum of London. So I'd always visited many times, like of my childhood and teenage years. I never actually knew what the V&A's special thing was. Obviously, Science Museum is quite explanatory. Natural History Museum is sort of seen as the dinosaur museum, although it has other things such as various other animals, insects. I think there might even be examples of plants. So but the V&A, I never knew until recently that it's one of its special things is fashion. So I think these brightly coloured signs, I know Ronnie and Reggie Cray are very famous. You might know of them as the famous identical gangster twins who were infamous in East London during the 60s and possibly like the 70s. So I think it's supposed to be people that are associated with East London. So apples and pears, definitely East London, Cockney rhyming slang. And it's very apt that where it's placed next to the stairs, because if you didn't know, you're not from the UK, apples and pears means stairs. So Cockney rhyming slang is something that slang meaning like secret language. It was a way of communicating working class people in secret, but I think probably the whole like Cockney rhyming slang's become better known, better understood. So this area that I'm just walking through and I'm about to leave, I never came to this bit during the 2012 Olympics, but I think it was I think like there was a water polo, but it was one of the sites that had the temporary venues on it that after 2012 it was deconstructed. So what we did in 2012 is, sorry, I'm a little out of breath. What we did was we had venues that when the games were over they were dismantled, because it was known that you wouldn't have you know, loads of people going to things, going to these sorts of events. There wouldn't really be a use for them, so there was no point in signing and building a permanent structure that was only really going to have a lot of use for 2 weeks of the Olympics and 2 weeks of the Paralympics, and then not really anything after. So we used a lot of existing venues and temporary venues, and then we built new venues where we really needed them, and you know, you could see a use for them after. But yeah, I'm kind of back to where I started, so I'm gonna say bye to you guys, and if you like this video, please give us a like, share, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.